Hi folks, today we're going to be doing a tour of my rural house here in Japan. We're going to start from the outside. As you can probably see here, the view I wake up to every morning is pretty spectacular. So if you have the opportunity to ever live in a rural community here in Japan, I highly recommend it. But before that, one thing that is kind of a necessity here out in the countryside, that I have found not so necessary so much in the cities is the use of a cart. So here we have my car there, as you can see. It's the small little K car, black one. And without further ado, alright, so we're out here in front of my house. As you can see, it's kind of bland looking. I do have my little sign there that shows everyone that it is my house. Usually they have little names on a little sheet, usually right here, but because I didn't receive one, I had this, and so they let me put it up there. I do have my bike parked out front. It is fairly safe out here, so it's not too much of a necessity to have it parked away in a safe space. Alright, and here we go. Here is the Genkan, or the entrance to the place. As you can see, it is fairly dull lit. It's about starting to get dark here. But we do have a light switch right here that we can turn on, and boom, we got light. Alright, so now we're in the apartment. I do have a little hook thing right here by the door to keep my keys, to make sure every time I go out, I don't forget my keys and don't have to continuously run back and forth back in. So I usually keep the necessities here on this desk. Right now I just did a little weekend trip, so I have my clothes and all the stuff packed there. Haven't really put it away yet. And then for guests, usually I just have them take their shoes off and just leave them in the Genkan, and they can just grab them on the way out. For me though, I tend to put my in a little space right here. As you can see, I have my regular kind of lazy going out shoes. I have two sets of school shoes. Should one of them get dirty or something, I always have a backup one. Usually my gym shoes go there, but I left them in the car. Then I have my soccer cleats here that I usually play soccer with the kids with, and often will try to do on my downtime. I have my regular going out shoes. They're kind of like nicer, so I keep them tucked away. I have my boots because it is starting to get really cold, so once the cold really sets in, these are going to be absolutely necessary. And then I have my dress shoes. Moving into the hallway, we have a nice little hallway here. It is kind of tight. I keep my clothes to dry up here. Right now they are relatively dry. And if they need help or don't dry fast enough, I usually have a fan, plug it into the next room that's right through these doors, to kind of blow wind on them, as I really don't have a place to hang up my clothes outside. I have to hang them up in here because I don't have a dryer. So moving in, we have the bathroom. As you can see here, it is a fairly standard bathroom. I recently just decorated it, so I decorated it, added slippers, a rug, and the towels. Usually I would just go into the kitchen and dry my hands there, and then I have my stuff cleaners and nice smelly spray to keep everything smelling fresh. Moving into the next closest room, which would be the storage room. So this is what I use to store things. I think it was originally meant to be a bedroom based on the setup of it, but this is not where any of the AC or heat kind of comes in. The unit's in one of the tatami rooms because it's bigger, can hold more people. It's better in that place, but it is not able to be used here as a bedroom because of that. So this is generally a store space, and I use it as my own walk-in closet. So it's relatively big. I do have a lot of more space because I am out here in the rural. Moving into the next room, we're going to be going into my bedroom. It is the room that you come right through the door. As you can see here, there's the outside door. So you walk straight through and you're into my bedroom. There's not really too much going on here. Sometimes I'm able to hang my clothes up there in that area. Allows them, if they're sunny, the sun rays, but sometimes it just makes them kind of moldy smelling, so I have to rewash them. So usually I just use the wind. And then I have a nice little throw rug, keep everything kind of nice and warm and cool in the winter, because this thing tends to stay relatively whatever temperature I stick here with the AC on, or right now it's acting as the heater really. And then I have this little, it's supposed to be a chair. I use it kind of a backboard because all I have are a futon, so it keeps it from really getting too big. I have my Halloween costume there. This area is kind of more or less a mess. Random storage places. I was given this though by one of the other people when I moved into town. It's a shakuhachi. It makes a beautiful sound. I have not mastered yet playing, so if I ever do that, I will try to post a video about that. And then over here I have my whiteboard, where I generally list of what to do for the day. So today I have it written in Japanese because I'm trying to help learn Japanese, so if I force myself to use it, then it is going to be a lot easier to try to get acclimated to. Which Japanese, at least in my placement, is absolutely 100% necessary. And then, so I have usually a 2-day schedule going on there. And then I have a desk, which is actually just a school desk. Not sure where it was bought from, but it's very convenient. It has a lot of space I can store on top of it. Moving into the next room we have here is the living room. It's about as spacious as the bedroom. I don't have as much stuff in the bedroom, so the bedroom seems a lot bigger. But the bedroom is very, very convenient. Everything turns on with this switch. And it does get relatively dark here. If any of you have been to Japan before, you know how early it gets dark. So having reliable lights and making sure you know where to buy new lights is very, very. I have my little bookcase that I have important documents, books and stuff, and of course Jolteon that I was the only crane machine I've ever won, and I have my PlayStation and internet router. I have my fraternity flag hanging in the back to give it some more life to the place. I have my little throw rug here, 2 chairs, so when I have guests, I also have some cushions to lay out so other people can sit around the table. This table is actually a kotatsu. And for those who don't know what a kotatsu is, it is basically a table that you're able to put a futon on, turn it on, plug it into the wall, and it heats up the bottom of it. So it keeps everything under the futon really nice and warm, though you don't want to make sure you stay under there too long or you can get some severe burn. Right next to that I have my TV set up over this little sliding doors that lead outside, kind of give me and the space between to keep the whatever temperature it is outside not too close. And then I have my flag of Japan here, kind of helps me really realize that I'm living in Japan. No, it's only been about 2 months since I moved in, so everything kind of is just now starting to sink in, like, oh wow, I'm here for the year. And that has really been to me, it's a good feeling. I know some other people who have started like, oh wow, I'm here for the long time. And I wish them the best of luck getting over that cultural barrier. I'm sure I'm going to hit it at some point in the future. I just have no idea when. And then here I have my flag of Ohio. I am from the state of Ohio. If any of you Ohioans are out there, make sure you leave a like and comment down below. But I do keep the flag of Ohio just because it's such a unique flag, seeing as it's a swallowtail and not a just regular flag like your other flags. Moving into the kitchen, it stays relatively cold in here. I don't really do much. If any of you have lived in Japan, you know exactly what this is. So this is the trash sorting list. So as you can see here, this lists the days I'm able to throw different trash out. And if I miss a day, I have to wait till the next week or next time that covers. So for example, here on Monday, I had plastic due and the basically non-burnables like other stuff. Or this is the recyclable plastic. And then the second, on the Tuesday, so tomorrow, I have to throw out my burnable trash. Wednesday, on the first and third week, I have my paper. And the second and fourth week, I have my PET bottles or plastic bottles. They call them PET bottles here in Japan, and it helps, like, they get recycled and made into other plastics and stuff like that. And then on Friday, I have my burnable trash again. The reason why burnable trash is twice a week is because if you leave it, bugs will get in, especially out here in the countryside. Which I made the mistake the first time. I'm like, oh, it's not big enough, I'm not gonna throw it out. I can't throw it out yet. Definitely made that big mistake. So I highly recommend to any of you who end up living out in the countryside to make sure you throw your trash out as soon as possible, especially during the... Going back to the thing, here's the list of different days where I can throw out cans, glass bottles, and non-burnable trash. So we have here 1 day per month. And then this is for another kind of trash that I'm not exactly sure, but the day I have to worry about is the 29th. And if I miss that day, I can't throw it out for a whole nother month. So it's very, very kind of stringent on when you can throw it out. But on top of that, we have what you can throw out. They kind of just list everything they have needed and which kind of bags, and they are color coded, as you will soon see. Very, very stressful. Other stuff. So I have some cider, I have my fabric spray. This is kind of my all-to cabinet where I keep my plates and stuff. That is the controller to my cooker. And then I have my rice cooker down here, which I'm soon going to rearrange to probably on top of my fridge there for a little bit more accessible. Then I have my little water cooker that makes hot water so I can just pour coffee in or make cup noodles and stuff. And then I have my fridge. It's a relatively short fridge, but from the other ones I've seen in Japan, it is relatively large. So I am not mad about that. And then I have my different color-coded trash bags here because I don't have trash cans, nor do I know where to put my trash yet. So I kind of just keep it next to the fridge and make it easy to throw stuff out. I have there's my cans, plastics, and burnables. These two are the ones that are most often used, but depending on where you live, it will be different sorting. procedures. Then I have my sink, which is a relatively big sink compared to other ones that I've seen here. It is fairly large. If I get lazy on them, it's not going to be overflowing way too fast. And then I have my cutting board here. This is where I use to cut the necessary materials to then throw in this thing, which when it has one of the cookers on it, heats up pretty hot, and you can sear, you can pour some water, make it like steam it. It's really useful. And then, so that is the kitchen. Moving on to the final room I have here. It is the laundry room slash bathroom slash shower room. I'm not really sure what to call this room other than the laundry room, because this is where I do all my laundry with my nice little handy dandy laundry machine. The laundry doesn't hold too much, so it's like you end up having to do, especially if you're a bigger person, you have to do your laundry multiple times per week. I found that just to be a little bit of but you get used to it. You don't want to be wearing smelly clothes, and plus if you do it more often, you get into more of a habit of, okay, this is when I have to do it, blah 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 blah. This here is my little sink cupboard. As you can see, I don't have a sink in my bathroom, so I use the one here to do everything from brush my teeth to mouthwash, shaving, deodorant, and all that stuff, which I have tucked away all down there. And finally, the bathroom. So the bathroom here is a little bit more echoey. I do have a frosted glass that goes right outside. There's not many people living on here, otherwise I would be kind of concerned about it. But it's also just to you can open it to let steam out if it gets too much. I have my shower head here. I can also attach it there to make it whether I need to stand or sit. If I ever need to hang up really wet clothes, I can hang them up in here and not have to worry about anything dripping down and getting moldy. And then I have my bath that I usually don't use often, mainly because it is slightly too small for me, but it is very nice to just have in general. So yeah, this is my Japanese apartment. I hope you guys liked it. If you want to see more about life in the countryside of rural Japan,